Hello there, a good Wednesday evening to you, and many thanks for joining us on Rwanda Television News tonight. I hope that you had yourselves a great and productive day. Welcome to tonight's edition. These are the headlines. 188 people, majority of whom are lawyers, have completed a training on mediation. While unpaid care work is yet to be given due attention, Gender and Family Promotion Ministry called for collaboration and harmonization of household roles. Hello once again, and thank you for your company on Rwanda Television News tonight. As we begin it off, 188 people, majority of whom are lawyers, have completed the training on mediation. They say the knowledge they acquired for 3 months will help them to improve the mediation program to help the state reduce the number of court cases.
Lawyers testify that through the training, they received important knowledge to improve their work. The training we received is a great addition to our knowledge of how mediation can achieve desired goals. We learned different principles, how to handle someone who does not want to be mediated. All these lessons were meant to enhance what we do in a professional manner in order to reduce court cases. The mediation program aims to reduce disputes without court proceedings. Moise Mundabarashi, chairperson of the Rwanda Bar Association, insists that mediation will deliver change in strengthening Rwanda's justice system.
Our homegrown solution that we've gone through in the past has shown that it's possible that we can resolve disputes that are beyond the ones we are facing now. If our country has gone through the Gacaca courts and we have resolved quite a good number of disputes and issues to do with genocide against the Tutsi, I do not think we can fail to address the issues that are now facing, for instance, the family in our community. It's therefore important that we take those experience and it allows us to move even better and also build a peaceful community.
While presiding over the completion ceremony, Chief Justice Dr. Faustin Hezidiayo urged the graduates to deliver to what is expected of them.
You are now eligible to be on the panel of court mediators, but this is not enough. I invite you to be more proactive in developing your mediation career for those that are really want to embrace the mediation practice. But also, I think you can make it a career, or, as most of you are in the legal profession, you will see that it will make a difference. Even for us on the bench, it does make a real difference. In this regard, the judiciary would like to commend mediation practitioners and actors such as Mediation Home Rwanda for taking the initiative to create opportunities aimed at improving participation and familiarization with mediation as an effective dispute resolution mechanism. In fact, a mediation clinic, which is a collaboration between the courts and the court-accredited mediators to improve the involvement of private mediators in mediation of litigated cases, is already operational. The judiciary continues to encourage parties to resort to mediation to resolve their dispute. Let me conclude again by congratulating all graduates and also by thanking our valued partners for their continuous support to our efforts to improve access to justice for all, which is a pillar of peace, of security, and sustainable development went for this country.
According to the Supreme Court, 6% of the cases in 2019-2020 were settled through mediation. The number of cases resolved through mediation increased by 3%. In 2018-2019 judicial year, out of 14,914 cases sent to the pre-trial conference, 3 out of 100 were settled before reaching the courts.
The Ministry of Gender and Family Promotion demonstrates that when there is the sharing of household chores for men and women, it is in the best interest of the family, as it allows them to better plan what needs to be done in their home and together contribute to the development of the country in general. Prince Manzi.
Some residents say that they have already understood the benefits of men and women collaborating and involving in household chores.
I'm
not even afraid to sweep, and I can bathe my child. I was a child and not able to do the chores, and this affected many things, but now I can focus on the work and be able to bring income for the family. In the 11th Annual Research Conference of the Institute of Policy Analysis and Research, Rwanda, IPAR, and its partners, they analyzed on the burden of unpaid care work on women and girls. Eugenia Kaitesi, the executive director of the IPAR, reiterates that the 3-year study in 5 districts of the country demonstrated that these unpaid jobs include home-based and caring for family members, and are taking women more time, limiting the exploration of other development activities.
This is a study that has been funded by IDRC, the International Development Research Center. It is a 3-year study, and it has been conducted to assess the impact of unpaid care work in Rwanda. And what we are actually discussing is the findings from the study and recommendation to policymakers that this work should be recognized, distributed, and rewarded. And this will actually give it to value. And we know that it's not only done by women, there are also men who do this, but how is it redistributed among women and men? So the redistribution issue should be equal, because you find that mostly this work is done by women and men are always, on the side.
The Director General of Gender Promotion and Women Empowerment at the Ministry of Gender and Family Promotion, Silas Ngayabusha, reiterates that the unfairness in unpaid care work not only affect women, but men as well.
This shouldn't be seen as a women's issue only. I think it is a societal problem, and inequitable redistribution of unpaid care work also has got some other consequences, departing from, for instance, the care for children. If children are only cared for by women, that means men are losing that opportunity to socialize with their children. Thus has consequences on children themselves, but also on men themselves.
As stressed in the meeting, more than 70% of Rwandans are living in rural areas. Hence, to be powered to share household chores so that members of the family can have enough time to do development activities.
Over 40,000 residents of Juru and Mwogo sectors in Bugesera district have access to clean water thanks to the 50 kilometers pipeline that was inaugurated on Wednesday. The district residents say it has been difficult for them to access water, as it took them a journey of more than an hour only to fetch dirty water. To be able to get water, we traveled for more than 1 hour only to fetch dirty water. We are now happy that we have clean water. Our children constantly suffered from worms, but now we are very happy. It is now a different story, as having access to clean water will help them prevent non-communicable diseases that resulted from poor hygiene. We have been fetching extremely dirty water from a swamp nearby. I am 54 years old, and I have never had clean water before. Now we have access to clean water. We are very happy. Even the hygiene has increased already. A jerrycan of clean water costs 500 Rwandan francs and 200 Rwandan francs for the dirty water. We had a big problem because water is life. We thank the leadership and development partners who contributed to this milestone. Following this milestone, there is a plan to expand the water pipeline network in the Bugesera district. We know that they needed water, and we're still worried that some citizens still don't have access to clean water. The action planning continues, and we will continue to partner with other authorities so that Bugesera residents and Rwandans in general have access to clean water. Infrastructure Minister Dr. Jimmy Gasori urged residents to protect the infrastructure put to their disposal. Some people destroy such infrastructure for their personal benefits. We remind Rwandans that the infrastructure belongs to them, and everyone loses when they are destroyed. We ask them to provide information whenever they see anyone destroying the infrastructure. The constructed pipeline is about 50 kilometers long and was constructed through the cooperation between Water Aid and WASAC. It was completed at the cost of 900 million Rwandan francs. Bugesera district currently stands at 75% in terms of clean water access. In 2023, BPR Bank Rwanda recorded a total growth in assets of 860 billion Rwandan francs, marking a 15% increase compared to the previous period. Adam Squizera reports.
The BPR Bank Rwanda reported a significant profit of 15% of their total growth assets by 2023, amounting to 860 billion Rwandan francs, compared to the 748 billion recorded in 2022. The managing director of the BPR Bank Rwanda, Patience Umutesi, highlights that the increase in BPR's assets was primarily driven by the growth in customer deposits and loans.
And we saw that this was really driven by our growth of 25% in loans. The loan growth was registered across all segments of the business, but specifically in the areas of trade, personal loans, manufacturing, agriculture, and construction. And this, we believe, is an evidence of the bank's commitment in supporting the growth of key sectors that are articulated in Rwanda's strategy for transformation. So we continue to see ourselves as a key partner in the transformation journey of Rwanda.
It's been 2 years ago since the BPR Bank Rwanda merged with the KCB Bank, a Kenyan financial institution that had been operating in Rwanda for more than 10 years. The managing director of BPR, Patience Umutesi, indicated that in the 2 years since those financial institutions merged, there have been benefits for Rwandans involved in the intra-regional trade.
Our regional presence is also something that sets us apart. We're part of the KCB group that's currently present in 8 countries. We're able to do so much more than very many other competitors can do in terms of the deals that we're able to structure, in terms of accessibility, in terms of even currencies. We're currently talking to our partners, and we also have a facility where you don't have to hinge on the US dollar to support regional trade. So I think that even as a bank, we are very well positioned to support regional trade, and that will set us apart.
The chairman of the board of directors of BPR Bank Rwanda, George Rwagumya, called on its former shareholders from 2007 to register their shares.
Please, if you had an account with the BPR in 2007 and beyond backwards, you are potentially a shareholder of this bank. Many of you, because of many reasons, no longer have those books that you used to use for your banking operations before computers came. But we have a list in our branches at the headquarters. Tell people to go to them, present themselves. They will get help in finding their name. And once they find their name, and even if they don't find their name, but they have reason to believe, then they can come and claim their shares. We want to have all the 590,000. If we don't have those people identified, we are required by law to put their shares that we can't identify and send them to the organs of the government of Rwanda to safekeep. But we would prefer that those shares are in the hands of their rightful owners.
Additionally, the bank's report also shows that in 2023, the profit before tax increased to 37.9%, up from 17.1% in 2021. Adam Squizera, RwandaTV News.
During Rwanda's Investment Trust RNet general meeting scheduled for Thursday, 28th of March, the fund management will celebrate a membership increase of 20,000 people with savings exceeding 41 billion Rwandan francs. The value per share has also risen to 11.55% of the total savings.
Rwanda National Investment Trust members believe saving is a sacrifice for a better future.
The reason why I chose saving in RNIT is because I saw that I'll benefit a lot from saving here compared to others, as it has been adding a daily profit on savings from the shares. And I got to understand that the more you save, whether it's for 1 year or 2 years, the more the profit you gain. That's how I joined RNIT.
It's a good development way for me, who is still young, to build my future. Now, it's close to 1 year since I bought shares in RNIT, and it helped me through my business. As you see, I will keep using my savings and invest in this same business.
In 2020, before the COVID-19 pandemic, that's when my friend told me about RNIT. I did my own research and got some information. After I joined and started saving little by little, after some time I benefited from the money I saved because it brought a great profit. That's when I decided to put effort in investing and becoming a member. Though I can't save a lot every month, depending on the budget, but I try saving every month for it to be beneficial as it has in the past.
Economic experts advise countries to build a private-led economy instead of being governed by public investment. However, the country is required to have a higher level of savings. The CEO of RNIT Limited, Gatera Jonathan, says that at the RNIT general meeting that is scheduled on Thursday will be an opportunity to celebrate what has been achieved.
Tomorrow we are having a new general meeting for all unit holders or savers into RNIT Embedded Fund. We are happy to announce that we have had a good performance compared to 2022, 2023. We have seen that the net profit increased and the return on investment increased from 11.4% to 11.5%. The asset under management, or the fund into which we manage, it grew from 28 billion to 41 billion. And also the number of investors has increased from 12,000 to 20,000. So there is actually a good trend in terms of growth in both asset under management, unit holders, and also looking at the profitability. So we are happy to see that the fund is really doing well.
By 2050, the country aims to achieve at least a savings rate of 30% from 10.5% in 2017 compared to the country's gross domestic product. The target is to end this year of 2024 with at least 23% of the country's gross domestic product, up from 15% by 2021. Christelle Wase, RwandaTV News.
Women who work with Equity Bank Rwanda are proud of the transformation they have been able to achieve after taking the plan and starting profitable ventures, which has transformed their lives and that of their families. This was revealed on Wednesday during the Equity Bank Rwanda Women Forum, an event to recognize the bank's role in contributing to women's financial empowerment and transformation. Entrepreneur Martha Owingabire shared her inspiring story of resilience. Despite challenging childhood and a physical disability, she started a business with her husband and has employed other women in Karongi district. Hannington Namara, Equity Bank Rwanda Managing Director, reiterated that the bank has made the right choice to work with women-owned businesses, as it has been a successful journey. He further reiterated that the bank is committed to developing policies and programs and establish safe spaces that unlock women's potential. And we'll move ahead. On Wednesday in Kigali, a one-day conference convened to explore the potential of circular food systems policies here in Rwanda. The discussions focused on how these policies can enhance sustainable food security, increase agriculture productivity, and promote market growth by leveraging on recycling old equipment and waste materials. A report by Cedric Irakoze.
The National Institute for Research and Development, NIRDA, indicated that there is a pressing issue of food insecurity alongside significant damages, despite the launch of Rwanda's circular food system in 2020. We had to look back at the circular economy as a solution of issue of food waste. Through this, we can be able to produce materials and resources that can be used in agriculture, or it might cause an impact on industries. During the conference, an exhibition was held to showcase activities and solutions in this line. Those who exhibited noted that the time is now to make use of resources that the country have. Normally, it requires going outside the country to get foods for domestic animals on high price in Tanzania and Kenya. This is our time as farmers to find solutions through food, and so that we can double our productivity in different sectors. Chomba Susan, the director of Vital Landscape for Africa at the World Resources Institute, explains different dimensions they look in circular systems.
In circularity, we are looking at 3 different dimensions. The first one is how we produce food. How do we produce food in a regenerative way, in a way that we have resource use efficiency as well as taking care of nature. The second principle of circularity is on food loss and food waste reduction. So even though we are producing food, how do we ensure that most of that doesn't end up in loss or waste?
Rwanda is among the most advanced countries in Africa in the circular economy transition. And it's because of for almost 2 decades, Rwanda has put environment and climate change at the heart of its transformation journey. The circular economy is a strategy to achieve a green growth and is a way to tackle climate change. Cedric Irakoze, RwandaTV News.
And it's from this that we come to the end of tonight's edition. On behalf of the entire news production, as well as the technical team that made it happen, many thanks for being with us. And we'll say up until next time, stay safe and have a great evening.